Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the Alpha Trade, and in today's video I'll be talking about trading boom and crash on support and resistance. How you can use support and resistance to trade boom and crash, because this is the method professionals use to trade boom and crash, support and resistance. So before I go into the video, I would first of all like to thank everyone for your support, for your likes, your comments, and your subscription. Those who are already our VIP members on Telegram, and those who are also on the in the free channel, I'd like to thank everyone for the support. Thank you very much, and I hope for a better business ahead. I want to also encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. Just subscribe to the channel and like the videos. Turn on the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get to know about it. Okay, so I'll be among the first that know about the new videos you post. Okay, today I'll be talking about support and resistance. Meanwhile, I want to remind you of that project 9. That project 9, you are interested in learning how to trade boom and crash, or how to trade the forex market generally. We are having a class on WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp class coming up from the 1st of September. It's the 1st of September. We're having some gurus, forex gurus, who I have contacted. They will be coming around to take us on intensive lectures how we can trade the forex market from scratch. Okay, you are interested in that, I'll be dropping the WhatsApp link in the description box. So the TAT project 9 is going to be running for 4 weeks. It is going to run, and it is going to be explosive, it is going to be insightful, it is going to be expository. Technical analysis, the basics, technical analysis, other blogs, you are going to learn all this and lot mention everything in this video. So just join, follow the link and join. Okay, I also encourage you to join our Telegram channel. There we post free signals on boom and crash. We post free signals, okay, and then you become a member of the family too. We drop some lessons for you guys, so just join the Telegram channels. Thank you. Okay, now let's go into the business of the day, talking about trading boom and crash on support and resistance. Okay, I'll show you how to identify support and resistance. I will also show you how you can enter your trades in it on different time frames. Okay, all right guys, talking about support and resistance. The support is just, when the market is buying, it gets to a point, a resistance point. Once it hits the resistance point, once, for instance, the market is buying, once it hits a resistance point, it begins to drop, and once it hits a support zone, it begins to go up again, likely go up, or to just bounce and comes back. It's just like for instance, most people actually call it the floor and ceiling. Some people call it the floor and ceiling. Like in a room, if you throw a tennis, for instance, this is the floor of the room, while this here is the ceiling of the room. This is the ceiling. Okay, then you throw a ball, a tennis, it bounces off to this point, then hits the ceiling, and then it bounces back, hits the floor. That is how support and resistance works. So I'm going to show you the dynamics of support and resistance. Okay, all right, now let's see. For instance, okay, for instance, you have something like this. Comes here, goes down, comes down, goes like this, comes here, goes like this, or comes here and then begins to go back again. Okay, this is how the market moves, very irregular shape. Market moves in a very irregular manner. Okay, now you have something like this and you want to find out a spot where you can enter your trade. Okay, now look at this, our support and resistance. You can see this point, this is a level here, this is a level here, this is another level. Now if you draw a line at this point, okay, you can see that here and here and here, these very points they touched, you can see they are within the same zone. So we can take this as our support and resistance. Now how do you trade this? Okay, support and resistance, how you trade it is that once the market comes to this major place and then hits it and bounces out, it is likely going to retest it a little before coming down to this other major zone, because this is another major zone, this is another major zone also. So it is likely going to come retest it and then come down to this. So what do you do at this point? When you have checked this, sometimes I do it within the beginning of the week. Okay, when you are around weekend, now when you have checked and seen this, what do? You wait. Once it comes, you have confirmed the frequency, because this, as it hits here, goes up, comes back, hits it, then goes to this point, hits it, and comes like this, then hit it again at this point. You have confirmed the frequency. This is the first point, this is the second point, this is another point, this is another point. It has tested it, so you are sure that this is a support zone. This is because this point is also a support, it's also resistance. It's a support at this point, it's a resistance at this point, it's a support at this point, and it's a resistance at this point. So support can actually become a resistance can actually become a support. That's how it works. And most time they will not be as regular as what I have drawn here. Everyone in the forex market knows how it goes. It will not be exactly as what I have drawn here, but we are going to go into the chart where I will show you exactly how it is. Okay, now when you have confirmed, because when trading this there are things you look out for. I have the R and the F. The R stands for the recency, and then the F stands for the frequency. These are some of the things I consider. The recent points, it has tested at this point, tested at this point, tested at this point, but right now this is the most recent point, so I pay attention to it. Then the frequency with which it has tested that point. You can see this is first one here, this is second one here, this is third one here, and then this is the fourth, which it has tested several times, which means that point is a very significant zone. So what I do, I will now take note of this point. As soon as the market comes back to retest it and begins to drop, I will join the market immediately. I will enter. I'll go for a short trade to this point. But for instance, if it crosses it, maybe assuming it breaks this level to this point, and then I watch it begins to come down, retests it at this point. Once it retests, because by all means it will retest and definitely go up here. Okay, so once it retests at this point, then I will take a long trade. I open a long position, and then it will go up here, and I will take my profit and leave. So that is how we use support and resistance. Meanwhile, let us go into the chart. Let me show you how it is in the chart, because we can finish drawing whatever it is that we are drawing here, and then someone will go into the chat and still get confused. You still never understand what how it really looks in the chart. Okay, so let's go now into the main chart to see. All right, guys, this is okay, let me take boom 500. Let's check. This is boom 500 now. Okay, and we are on the 4 hours time frame. This is the 4 hours time frame on boom 500. Now you can see this. This is a very good example I'll be showing you here. Okay, now the market was actually at this point it was actually going downwards. You can see the action when it got here, it was rejected here. Then when it came back, retested, it got here, it was rejected at this point, and then went up here, then came down again and was rejected here, went up again, and then it broke this point. When it broke this point, it came back, retested it, and still went down all the way here. Came down here before it went up. When it broke, it still came and retested it, went up, still came and retested. Okay, went up here, still came and retested the point here, still went, came back and retested this point at this point, the same thing, retested it here. Okay, so this is to tell that this is a very powerful support zone. This is a very powerful support zone. Okay, so I can see my line here. I placed my line at this point. Can see I placed my line at this point. Now I met it. Let's assume I met it at this point. Let's assume I met it at this point. This is where the market was when I met it. Okay, so then I placed my line, my horizontal line. Then I begin to check. I told you earlier what you go for in this. You check your recency, and then you check your frequency. Okay, these are some of the two basic things you must consider: your recency and your frequency. Okay, now I see at this point it has tested it many times. You can even see when it got to this point, and then it was when it got here, it was even just ranging within this point. You can see it was just ranging at this point. But one thing is this: I can see let me zoom out a little more. Okay, this is better. You can see when it got here, it tested it here, like checking frequency now. Tested here, tested it here, tested it here, also still tested it here. Okay, it still tested it here. Okay, it did not make at this point, did not make it here, but tested here, tested there. Okay, so we have our frequency. Sorry, we have our frequency mates that's tested it frequently, a lot of. So we know that this is a very strong zone. Here it is a support. It has been tested as support, so it's a very strong support zone. Now we are waiting for the price to break through it. Once price breaks through it, we know that it is time to sell. Now look at what happened here. Let me zoom in so that you can see. Look at what happened here. Price came here. Okay, let me move this thing. Okay, price came here and tested it here. It was rejected. Then when it came back, tested it here, and then ranged up to this point. Then it broke it. You see here, the support has been broken because all the while it has been acting as a support zone. It has been acting as a support zone. Then here it got broken. It has been broken at this point. Okay, then look at this. Notice this: as it got broken, then the market still came up here and retested it. Do you see that? You see that, guys? It came up and retested it at this point. They tested it at this point, and then came down, buying all the way. So now when you see this thing, if for instance you are observing the market, you have already seen this and you know that it's a great opportunity. When it breaks this point, do you just sell? No, I don't just sell when it breaks. Maybe I see it has broken this point, I just sell. No. What I do is that I wait for the retest. Once it retests at this point, as you can see here, once it retests, then I take the trade. Actually, I don't just take the trade like that. What I also do is that I go to a lower time frame. Let's say this is H4, so I can go to my H can go to I can go to H1 or M30. Okay, let me mark this point so that I'll be able to identify it in my lower time frame. Let me mark this point. Okay, this is the point it retested it. Okay, so okay, you can see the red vertical line here is the point it retested. Let me go to my lower time frame. Let's say H1. Let's say H1. Okay, guys, take a look. Just make sure you understand this. It will increase your trading. Okay, look at it here. Look at this point. Okay, you can still try M30. Alright guys, so you can see this is our 30 minutes time frame. You can see that this is where this is the point where we saw the retest in the 4 hours time frame. So this is the point, and let me remove this thing. Okay, now you can see what's happened there. You can see what happened there. It just came here, retested our zone, and then the market started selling. It sold way down. So you can see, so what I do is that at this point where it retests, at this point of retest, I take my trade. I enter my trade. If I had entered at this point where it broke, because this is the point it broke it, if I had entered at this point, and then maybe sometimes I can still be on profit, but we don't enter there because most times to just come down small, break it, poof, all the way, and you've lost it. Okay, sorry. So that's how it works. When you come at this point of the retest, you can take the trade. Okay, you enter the trade and just take a look at it here. You can see. Let me just show you. You can see how the thing went. You can see how the trade went all the way down. Okay, let me go back to the 4 hours time frame for better visibility. Let me go back to H4. Okay, all right, let me zoom out. Good. Now this is the H4. You can see at the point where it retested, here you enter your trade, and then all the way down. Now look at how many pips came. If you had entered it at this point, just sniper entry at this point, and then maybe you exit at this point. You can see how many pips. 496 pips. Imagine having 496 pips. It's a lot of profit. Okay, so that is the first example. Now look at this also. That is one of the examples. Now let me show you this also. You can see it came here, came to this point, and started forming something like that again. Came to this point and formed another resistance. You can see formed resistance, and then at this point also, this point was a support zone. Formed a support zone at this point. So in this case, we have observed the first. Okay, you have observed the first here, first lesson. Without the second, you should know that this point are support and resistance zones. You should know that these are support and resistance zones. So what do? Go back. Let's back test a little. Okay, so I bring my distance. Let me bring my horizontal. Okay, it's my horizontal here. Let's us back test a little to see if it has touched it before now. Okay, we can go to the daily. Let's just go to daily so you see better. You can see this is my horizontal here. This, okay, let me zoom in. All right, let me zoom in. Okay, this is my horizontal at this point. This is my horizontal at this point. This is my horizontal. You can see it's tested it before, and this is a major zone. This point caused a major shift. You can see the aggression with which the market left this point. You can see the aggression when it tested this zone. You can see this very candle here. You can see the aggression with which it left. It's not the one that you say a lot. You'll be seeing a lot of weeks, too many weeks. This one, it just left the zone so aggressively. Look at it. Look at the candle here. So aggressively it left it and went up all the way before it started coming down again. Okay, so you know that this is a major zone. This is a major zone, and this is where you have this. When it broke it here, you can see here. Okay, let me remove this so that it doesn't confuse us. Okay, this is the sorry. This is the zone here. This is where it tested it the first time, and then it left with so much vigor. It left here vigorously, and then at this point, when it broke it and came down here, it formed another support here. This became a support. Originally, this line was a support. It served as a support here, and it had an aggressive move upwards. And then when it came here, broke it, came down. If you go to lower time frame, you see that it tested it because of this very candle here. Okay, sorry, because of this very candle here. If you go down, this one disappears. If you go down in your lower time frame, you will notice that it retested it because of this very candle here. Because of this very bearish candle here. This very bearish candle here. You will notice that it retested it several in your lower time frame, maybe your M30 or M15. Okay, so now this, you notice that this point is sorry guys, you notice that this point is this very point here. Notice that it is a major zone. It has turned to a resistance right now. Now what do you do? Since you have observed this, talking about our frequency, because I told you that we consider the frequency and the recency. Now since you have observed this one here, since you have observed this at this point, and you observe this one also, you observe this and this. So what do you do? Because what happens actually is that, let me show you guys. What happens is that it came down here, hit this point here, then went up. Okay, let me zoom in a little so that it will be okay. Let me go back to the H4 so that we can see it better. Yes, it's clearer here. Thank you. That's good. It's clearer here. This is the H4. It's clearer here. Okay, so what do you do at this point? Okay, at this point, it came here, hit here, then went up, hit this zone. You can see, came down, hit this zone also. Now you have noticed this. What do? You know that it is a time to shoot. You load your gun, and then look at this. Look at what happened there. Look at what happened there. It came here. When it hit it at first, it went up a little at this point, came back for a retest. What do you do when it went up? You should have loaded your gun. You load your gun, then as it retests this zone, as it retests, you take your entry. It's actually better to go to the lower time frame at this count. This is not good. Let me use something else. Okay, let me use this shape. This is the zone here. Okay, now let's go to our lower time frame. Let's go to maybe M30. Okay, I like using M30 for my confirmation. On this higher time frame, I like using M30. Now sometimes I also use M15. So let's see this. You can see. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom out rather. Okay, you can see this. This is where it came retested. It had it retested about. See the first one it came in, then retested again, retested again, retested again. So what do you do when you have noticed this in the lower time frame? You should load your gun. At this point, even if you enter it here, the first retest, if you enter here and then it comes back at this point, you still not have any much pullback. You still not be losing much. So it goes and comes back here, retest here, then it shoots up all the way here. You see that at this point you would have taken a lot of profit at this point. So that is how it is. That is how it is, guys. It has retested it at this point, then you make your entry. But assuming you missed this point, what do? You wait as it goes back to this this other zone. You can see what happened here. It hits it and you see that it did not break. It comes back at this point, retest, then you should enter. As it makes the retest at this point, you enter your trade and you can see it going down all the way. Okay, let's go back to our H4. Guys, this is a very powerful strategy. You can see that the same thing happened. Okay, let's just use H1 for this to be better. H1, good. Look at it. You can see that the same thing happened here. I want us to get the details in this video. That's why I'm not rushing it. I want us to get the details. So you can see that the same thing happened here. It came here, as it retested there, came down all the way here, hit this point, went up again, came back and retested it. As it retests it again, you enter, and then all the way here, you can see all the way here, you're already out with your profit. And then it came back down. Okay, let me remove this so that you can see. Let me remove it. Let me just zoom in a little. Okay. All right, guys. It came down here, and then still retested it at this point, and then started moving all the way down. But you can see that the movement changed here. The movement changed, showing you that that structure is changing. It's about to change. You can see how the movement became very irregular at this point. Okay, let me zoom out. You can see the movement became very irregular at this point. Because you can see just rigmaroling. Even though it still came down, it still went up, and then it broke the structure. So when you notice this kind of movement at this point, you just leave the market. You wouldn't take any positioning. You just leave the market so that you know what will happen next. You just leave the market. So this is how it works. This is how we use support and resistance. You can see that this region was actually a support zone. This was actually a support zone. Here, wide here, where you see the yellow color. Yellow bar is, it was our resistance zone. Okay, it was our resistance zone. That is how it was, guys. I want to end this video here. It's already long, so I will do another one on crash. This is boom 500. It works on boom 500, it works on boom 1000, it works on crash 500 and also crash 1000. But I'm going to do another one on crash. I'll use crash as a case study in that one. So this video is already long. I want to end it here. Meanwhile, thank you for staying. If you actually watched it to this point, because this is already about 30 something minutes, if you actually watched it to this point, kudos. I believe you would have learned a lot from this. And please like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can drop your comments, ask your questions. I will answer them in my next videos, or in our Telegram channel. I'll be dropping the answer as well. Okay, so if you're interested in learning how to trade the forex market, you're interested, then consider being a part of that project 9. Check the description box. You will see the link to join the WhatsApp group and be a part of the TAT Project 9. It's called TAT Project 9 because it's coming up in the month of September. That is ninth month. So join it. We are going to be having a very intensive class. Okay, so you will learn a lot. You will learn a lot. I promise you that. So just make sure you are part of the class. And if you also want to join our Telegram channel, in our Telegram channel we drop a lot of using signals you can trade with and make profit. We drop signals there and a lot of other informations. Any updates that we want to drop, we drop it there. So you want to be a part of this family, just join the Telegram channel and you'll be a part of it. So thank you. This is the Alpha Trade signing out.